All right, I'm recording. You're recording. Let me share my screen. Can everybody see my screen? There we go. Let me see. Can everyone see it? Can everyone see it? No, Jasmine can't. Okay. See it, see it. Can everyone hear me as well? That'd be great to know. I'm working off one monitor tonight, guys.
Okay, we got
So,
tons of yeses. Yes, 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 yes.
all
See and
right.
hear. I think you're good to go.
All right. So, Seth, I'll take on over and go ahead and we'll be on here for a little bit. What I'm going to be talking about tonight, guys, is some really awesome stuff. But first off, how's everyone doing tonight? I always like to start off by asking that question because if you guys aren't having a good night, that's not good. We have to fix that, and I'm hoping I can. Um, Anyways, though, can everyone hear me loud and clear? If you can, uh, go ahead, just say yes. That'd be awesome. Bad question, says Robert. There's no such thing as a bad question, though. Anyways, let's dive on into it. I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about how to quickly and easily land pretty much any reputation client in 7 days flat without ever having to leave your office chair. Now, when I wrote this, I realized I actually lied just a little bit and I should have rephrased it. I should have said without ever having to go and meet face to face. You do have to leave your chair because you have to go and unless you already have an envelope nearby, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But anyways, you really don't have to do pretty much any work for this. It's simplest system you're going to find. So let's go ahead and dive on into it. First off, do me a favor, turn off Facebook, turn off the TV, at least mute them. Definitely put the phone on vibrate, have a pen and paper ready for some notes. You're going to want to take notes. I promise. This is definitely going to be something that you're not going to want to go ahead and skip out on. It's going to be really, really awesome, plain and simple. Anyways, who am I? I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm the founder of two successful marketing companies. I am an internet marketing and local marketing instructor, video marketing enthusiast, reputation marketing enthusiast. I forgot to put that one on there as well as a programmer slash hacker. And of course, my name is Will Perkins. I've been doing this for a while, and it's something that I really do enjoy. And the more I do local marketing, the more I realize that I want to stop talking to clients as much and start going ahead and automating my business. And that's what I've been doing, and that's what I really want to talk to you guys tonight about because I've been trying to basically turn my entire local marketing business into a automated machine that just basically sends me a check every month. And that is what I want to hopefully be able to get you guys to tonight and hopefully help you understand. So, with all that said, let's dive on into it. I'm going to ask two really basic questions. Don't have to go into details. I just want to know, have you ever made money offline in like the local marketing space? And if you have made money, have you ever struggled making money offline? Are you struggling with it? And even if you haven't, are you guys struggling? Just do like a yes, comma, no, or a no, comma, no, yes, yes, however you guys want to do it. Let me go ahead and make sure I open this up so you can see. Yes, 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 no, yes. Okay, so it's about 50%, 50-50, I'd have to guess. So that helps me a lot because now I know kind of the audience that I'm talking to. It's not a bad thing either way if you have or you haven't, but it definitely is going to help me tailor things a little bit more towards your style and whatnot. So with that in mind, have you ever felt like this guy? And this is a question I always like to ask because, especially with local marketing, so many times somebody releases a product, and when that product gets released, odds are they're releasing it about something that's 7 to 8 months old, if not a year plus old. The markets are completely tapped. I mean, this idea has been run into the ground and then buried after that. It's just so oversaturated. It's not even funny. Maybe nobody wants what you're selling. It's like trying to sell a website. Right now, as an example, when somebody who's already just purchased a brand new site, you never sell to actual, or rather, never any businesses there's no one to sell to. The market's either dried up or again it's oversaturated, or you're fighting for those small little one-time checks, the things that we all hate. I'd rather get $5,000 a month consistently from one client versus 10 $300 checks every couple of weeks. At the end of the day, it's a lot less work and it's a lot less headache. So can we all agree? I felt like this at the beginning of 2013 when I was diving on into local marketing with a brand new local marketing firm. Um, you guys tell me, does this sound familiar? You've bought a product in the past. Michael says yes. The problem I have is business owners don't want to pay. Yes, yes. Okay, awesome. Great. That actually helps me a lot. So now that we're on that page, I can tell you this right now, and you're going to laugh at this screen. It says, I can't help you make money offline. I can't do it. Why? Before you freak out, let me go ahead and explain. I can help you. I just can't help you do whatever you're currently doing. Odds are you're following a system that's wrong. Odds are you've been trying to do something. Maybe you've got it right, but you're just not doing that last step right, or maybe you're missing a step in the puzzle. It's sort of like going and baking a cake, guys. If you skip a step or maybe you miss something, odds are the final product, whatever comes out, is not going to be what you were expecting. And that's the exact same concept, or rather the exact same process with local marketing. So with that in mind, again, odds are you're doing it completely wrong. But luckily, Seth put you on the right path. He gave you a really awesome course called Reputation Prestige. It talks about how to bring together social, Facebook and whatnot to get reputation clients. It's an awesome course, honestly. And that's why you're here with me. So on that note, let's go ahead and let's get into the actual meat and whatnot of what we're going to be talking about tonight. Why is reputation important? Can anyone tell me why reputation management, reputation marketing is important? I just want some generic answers here. Can anyone tell me why it is important? Let's see. Referrals, awesome. Yeah, definitely. Referrals definitely play a really big role. Reputation is everything to the client. Trust, search. And by the way, this isn't in relation to us. This is just in general, like a local business's reputation. Why is it so critically important? Bad reputation equals no business. To draw customers, absolutely. Let me go ahead and give you guys a couple of facts that are actually proven as to why reputation is important. 85% of consumers say that they read online reviews for local businesses prior to doing business with them. 79% of consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. So it's like if your mother told you never to go to that store, would you go there? Probably not. Same concept with an online review. They have ridiculous amounts of power and merit nowadays. A 1-star increase in Yelp ratings leads to a 5 to 9% increase in revenue. That stat alone blew me away. I honestly was on my back after I read that. And it really, I mean, when you show that to a client, they're like, you're kidding me. That's unreal. And then finally, 73% of consumers say positive reviews make them trust a business more. All of this information is critical when it comes to reputation marketing, but more importantly, all of this is critical when the client sees it, when they understand what it is they are getting. Because if they don't understand why their online reputation is important, they don't understand why they need to pay you $1,000 to $5,000 a month to manage it. And when they finally understand and grasp the concept that, okay, all of these people look at these reviews, see that we have a terrible rating, and we need to fix that. How can we go about doing that? Plain and simple, we go and we look like the knight in shining armor, especially when we deliver some really big results. So when you can go ahead and you can share this with your client, it really will help set everything home. And then also, here's a statistic that I wanted to share. Doesn't exactly relate specifically to online reputation, but it does relate to one particular website that I really found interesting. In 2001, 1% of hotel bookings were online. In 2011, there's over 50%. In 2013, that number hasn't come out yet, but it is estimated to grow an additional 10 to 20%. The number of hotel bookings is ridiculous when it comes to the internet, obviously. But why is this important? Because if you look at TripAdvisor, that star rating plays a monumental role, a critical role in getting a business sales. And when you can go ahead and present that to them, whether it's on TripAdvisor, whether it's on Yelp, whether it's on Expedia or Travelocity, Hotels.com, whatever the website is, doesn't matter. It plays a critical role and it will seriously help them get more customers. And so when they see this information, they're stopped. Their jaw hits the floor and they're shocked. Plain and simple. Can we all agree that so far, customers, if your client saw these details, they would be definitely very, very interested. They would be, how should I put this? they're going to be sitting there. They're going to be like, okay, I finally get it. I think we all can agree they're finally going to understand. So there's one other thing about reputation management, reputation marketing. It's a multi-billion-dollar market. Yeah, you heard that right. Billion-dollar market. Honestly, I would have to venture and say that it's a trillion-dollar market, but I wanted to play it safe and only go with the B instead of the T. And the reason for this, guys, is that at the end of the day, reputation has been around before anything, before businesses had phones, before businesses were on the internet, before a business, probably even in a lot of cases, had a physical actual store, maybe just a stand. A business's reputation is vital, and if they don't have a good one, then they're out of business. Plain and simple. So, with that in mind, now it's time for a little history lesson. History lesson is actually going to be very, very important. So, please jot down these notes because I promise you this will help you close more deals. Just 2.5 years ago, Reputation.com received $41 million in funding for math. They were tasked with building a formula to control your online profile and build a profitable reputation. This is something that really, when it happened, it was shocking because nobody actually understood what they were getting $41 million for. But now that the product's been released, now that you can see that Reputation.com is a $100+ million company, it really helps line things up as to what exactly it was they were building. They built a algorithm of sorts that scans the web and figures out how to build a better reputation for an individual and for a business. And now they have tens upon tens, hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue to prove that what they built actually worked. The point is, you find me another company that was given $41 million to simply build a math equation. No guarantee of profits, just simply building a math equation. That is it was huge. 2.5 years. And this is relevant. This is recent. More importantly, online reputation has not been important for long. Yelp was only founded in 2004. 10 years ago, it was completely non existent. 5 years ago, barely scratching the surface. And Google only made local reputation, local marketing really in general, important after tens of millions of people started searching for it online. And now over 50% of search traffic is local based. 10 years ago, that was pre iPhone. You have to remember that. Pre iPhone. 5 years ago, barely scratching the surface. Yeah, reputation was sort of important, but it wasn't there yet. People were still trying to understand how to build that profile. And rather, when I say people, I mean the actual companies: Yelp, Google, Urban Spoon, TripAdvisor, all of those different sites. So when you think about all this information, you have to really realize that reputation is brand spanking new. It's no more than 2 to 3 years old at the most in its current market, in its current state. So does everyone follow me so far? I just want to make sure that everyone's hanging on here for the history lesson. Is everyone following me so far? Give me some yeses in the chat box if we are good. Okay, so we're good. So the reason I'm telling you all of this is because, again, Yelp was only founded in 2004, and it took 4 years for them to finally get any traction whatsoever. Excuse me. After 4 years, they only had 1 million reviews. If you want to know the number of reviews that happened that are basically written on Yelp today, that number is tiny in comparison. 1 million reviews in 4 years is tiny by comparison. Yelp gets millions upon millions upon millions of people leaving reviews on their website, but this all has happened in the last 4 or 5 years, really the last 2 or 3 years to keep it really, really safe and simple. And why I find this so incredible, it's because this is great news. We're at the beginning of a massive, massive trend. And when I say this, you have to realize if you could go back 10 years, let's play it safe. You could go back 13 years, back to like 2001, right in that time period, and be the only local marketer selling websites, would you make a fortune? And I want to see some yeses or nos on this. Would you make a fortune if you go back 10 to 13 years, 10 to 15, just to play it safe? Would you make an absolute killing selling websites. People were buying them. People were paying $5,000 for a website that honestly it looked like it was made in the 90s because it was. If you could go back 7 years to when mobile started to take off, iPhone was launched in 2006, took off massively right from the get go, but it really got its huge amount of traction in 2007. You think about that, okay, if you could get right then and you could have created Angry Birds, or if you could have gone and even just started being the first person to offer selling mobile websites, maybe you would have even been the founder of Duda Mobile or some other company like that. The point is, if you could have been at the beginning of a trend, you would have made a ton of money. And absolutely, Kim, by no means, please, anybody that's on here, everybody, do not think that I was saying that mobile is not still hot. Mobile is still very, very hot. It's also still growing at the fastest pace the web or the internet world has ever seen. Nothing can even come close to it. Reputation is still trying to go ahead and catch up. It's getting there, but mobile is just so astronomically big. So by no means think that I'm trying to bash mobile. I'm just simply saying, imagine being the first person to the market. And that's why this is such good news for us. Because plain and simple, reputation is hot right now. And if you can't see that, I'm really, really sorry for you because you're going to be missing yet another trend. You might have missed the Google trend. When Google came out, only a handful of people bought Google stock. If I could have bought stock back then, I would be a very rich person now. Or when Bitcoin just came out, Bitcoin is, I don't even want to talk about that on here because it's just so, it's blowing up so big. But the point is, it's if you miss out on a trend, it's your fault at this time around, especially if you're on this call. Anyway, so plain and simple, reputation is hot. So here's my question. Would you guys like to know my simple 3-step approach? I'd actually like to give you the 3-step approach I use when it comes to trying to go ahead and close reputation management clients locally. Would you guys like to know? If I only get one sure, I think I might just sit here and wait. Thomas wants to see it, but does everyone else? Okay, awesome. So, it's a very simple process. It's called Contact, Convert, Deliver. CCD. It's very, very, very basic. And the reason I simplify it into such 3 little simple categories is because it really is the way that my partner and I, Jake, have gotten this down and have kind of just, I don't want to say mastered because we haven't even mastered. There's no such thing as mastering a sales system. But the way that we've got it down so that we can get the results that we're getting is by simplifying it into 3 basic categories. So first off, convert. How do you convert a prospect? Here's an example of a actual yellow pad letter that we would send out to a particular prospect. This is one that we used for mobile websites. As you can see, mobile websites in the top right of that, but I couldn't find the screenshot of my reputation one. But this is one that this is basically the exact same thing. We go ahead, we write out a professional looking piece of paper, handwritten, very, very simple. And I want everyone to make sure, if I don't see the attentive rate jump right now, you guys are really going to hurt yourselves on this one. We're at 56. This is how you guys can get a 30% response rate. 30% response rate from the businesses that you contact. Keep that in mind. That means 1 out of every practically 3 businesses you go after is going to go ahead and call you or email you. It's really simple. Go ahead, you write out the professional script just like this. You write out a sales script. You go buy yourself manila envelopes, the simple full letterhead envelopes, full legal paper size. Seth, what is that size? What is the official? Is it 8 by 11? I think something like that. 8 by 11 or 8 by 12.
I got a package right here. Let me look.
It's 8 by 11 or 8 by 12, and you go ahead, you put it in there. 8 by 11, thank you. You put it in there, and what you do is you literally handwrite the actual name of the business, who it's going to, etc., right there, smack dab on the actual outside of the letter, and you go ahead and you blast it out. And one of the tricks that I'm going to give you right now, especially with reputation, that will really help you set yourself to an entire new level, is to go ahead and head over to Google, find a business that you want to contact, and just take one of the bad reviews. Just one bad review, and then take one of the good reviews. And don't make it a terrible one. Make it don't make it a review that says like I would never go to this place. I hope they go die. By no means. You don't want to put them in a bad mindset, but make it something that somebody noticed. So the table wasn't cleaned completely if it was a restaurant. Perfect. That's actually going to work. It's not too offensive, but at the same time, it does get them to notice what it is their problem was. And then find an outstanding review. Go ahead and write both of those right on the front of the middle envelope. Right right below the actual address that you're sending it to. Get it stamped, blast it away. I usually do this in packages of about 200 to 400. If you're just getting started, start off with 15 to 20 just to get yourself going. Pick niches that you like to work with. So, in other words, me personally, I can't stand restaurants. And Seth, I don't know about you, but have you ever had a restaurant client before? And have you ever experienced how miserable that actually is?
Yeah, you can't really please everyone in that niche. So yeah, it's very miserable having restaurant clients.
And I mean, I won't. It's pretty bad. I won't say it's terrible. That's kind of mean. But at the same time, the thing about restaurant clients is they expect that you're going to get 100 to 200 more people in their door every single month. When a lot of times that just can't happen. They have to get traffic from other places, and then you can help them there as well. But they want to see. They basically want more than they actually are paying for, which is okay. But at the same time. Um, at the same time, you have to understand that working with them isn't always the best. Anyways, I don't want to get too off topic. Contact. How do you contact prospects? It's plain and simple. Yellow pad. Put it in a simple little manila envelope. What you're doing is you're making it personal. I can tell you right now, we just got a badge back in 2 weeks ago. Or we just sent out a batch 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry, and we've already started receiving phone calls off the hook. We're getting calls every single day, 2 to 3 a day now, and we only blasted it out to 100 businesses because we were just testing out a niche. I think I saw one question said I want to read. Michael said I don't believe a business will think a handwritten letter will look professional. I don't know what to tell you. I can tell you right now, direct mail, if you go and you type up a nice little formal letter, it's going to get thrown in the trash. You type out a handwritten letter, it's going to get opened every single time. If you don't want to believe me on it, that's perfectly fine. But at the same time, I can tell you right now, Mike, we just did this and we've already gotten 6 phone calls, and we on the tracking they only arrived Friday, so we've got 6 phone calls since Friday. Point is it works. I don't know why it works. Businesses like to see the more personal side of things. Anyways, once we've gone ahead and we've contacted our prospects, plain and simple, we blast out these letters, then we go ahead and we convert them. There's two ways that we do this. Number one, we convert prospects by sending this letter, and then we go ahead and put our phone number all over the entire letter. As you can see at the bottom, I tried to block off my phone number because that's actually my personal cell. So I try not to give that out. But when we're converting our prospects, we have to take into account that they might not always want to call us. So what we also do is provide them the ability to go ahead and just go to our website or to email us. And so right below the jumproo.com/dentist is our email address. But the point is, we give them 3 different mediums. We hope they call, because if they call, I can guarantee you I can convert them on the phone. But on top of this, with this letter, we also put in a simple little reputation management report. This is a report that takes me a couple minutes to put together, and I actually have a piece of software that I built that does the entire process for me. And I can tell you right now, the reason that we get such high conversions and such high response rates is because we have the ability to go ahead and not only do we blast these out to so many people, but we also send exactly what their pain points are. And taking that a step further, we give them a real world comparison to one of their number one competitors. So my question for you guys is, would you like to see actually a really cool little piece of software? And we'll get right back to the training. I just figured I might as well show you guys the tool that we use. Some of you may have actually even heard of it. Let me see. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, awesome. Let me hit the escape button. I think that'll work. Full screen. Okay. It's a cool tool called Reputation PI. Again, some of you may have heard of it. Some of you Might not have. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on past cases, and I'm going to go ahead, and this is just our demo, our admin test account. Let me see if I can't find a good example here. Can everyone see this nice and clear? Make it bigger. Let me get a couple to make sure I got a good number of yeses. And by the way, when you're doing your reputation management stuff, this isn't something that's required by any means. You don't have a report that looks like this. You could even do something in Word. It only takes you a few minutes. Take a screenshot of this if you want, and just go ahead and you can format it in Microsoft Word. As an example, the only reason that we have it is because we wanted to save a lot of time and we wanted to literally hand this off to one of our employees and have them do it for us. Anyways, what it does is it goes ahead and we just input their Google Plus, the Yelp, Kudzu, Yellow Pages, etc. And then we go ahead and grab the business information. So it does a citation cross comparison. What that means, it just says if it's listed, great. That means the citation is good. Address warning means the citation is wrong. And then we compare it side by side to another business. So this Jamie Q claimed inaccurate 4, potential errors found 4, whereas Bubba Q's claimed inaccurate 3, potential errors found 5. If I was sending this to Bubba Q's, odds are he would see that his visibility in terms of the reputation world is less than one of his number one competitors. Not to mention, he only has a 3-star versus his competitor has a 4-star rating with a very similar number of overall reviews 259, 293 under a 3-star, over almost a 4-star reputation. Point is, guys, is that when they see these reports and they also see my phone number right up here in the top right, they're going to go ahead and they're going to stop and they're going to say, okay, I get it. Now I understand why I need to go ahead and to take action and start changing the way my online reputation is perceived. So it's plain, it's simple. It just generates these reports. It puts all the reviews down here at the bottom. And so, just to make sure, can everyone see this? We're good, clear. Okay. I just want to make sure everyone can take a quick screenshot if you guys want, um, to go ahead if you want to try doing it on your own, formatting it and whatnot. Anyways, let me jump back over to the slides. Okay. So convert. What we do is they go ahead, they see this entire letter handwritten, and they see the report that's stapled onto the back of it, and on top of that, sometimes what we'll do is we'll actually take a dollar bill and we'll staple it to the top of the letter. And we'll staple it in 6 places: top, left, bottom, right, and then usually 2 awkward places so that it makes it really a complete pain in the ass to get that dollar bill off of this letter. The reason for it is odds are they're going to spend a good 2 or 3 minutes trying to get the dollar bill off. And while they're doing it, by default, they're going to have to read our letter. Seth, I know you've tried this before. Have you ever gone and done it with the dollar bill method where you actually make it a complete living pain?
I haven't tried that method personally. The dice method that people use.
Uh
I
huh.
duct tape or I tape dice onto the paper. Obviously, not places where it's going to rip over the words, but that's a really good method. I'm going to try that.
I mean, it costs a little bit more to do it, obviously, but odds are they're going to read through the letter, and we usually get about 30% of the people that we send this to go ahead and pick up the phone and give us a quick call, especially when they can see side by side comparisons with business owners that just, well, plain and simple, they are being beat by. And then when we go ahead and we lay all of this out for them, they really get their eyes start to open up a little bit and they're like, okay, we understand. So once they're on the phone with me, it's a very simple process to simply convert them, explain the entire sales system. So start to finish, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start filtering your reviews. We're going to start getting only positive reviews in. We're going to follow up with your customers via phone. We're going to go ahead and basically go through this simple process of getting you more 5-star reviews. And when we do that, by default, again, their reputation goes up. And so that's exactly what they want to hear. They only want to see their reputation score increase. And then we go ahead and we can send them another report, another, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks later. If usually I wait about 6 weeks because it does take a little bit of time to get some traction with reviews, but let's just say 4 or 5 weeks to kind of go in between. And so at that point, I send them another report, and they're like, "Oh wow, I can see the definitive, I can see the great improvement. There's definitely going up right there." And so when they are able to compare an old report to a new one, and it's very visual, they love it. Business owners love visuals, hands down. And then finally, deliver. How do you deliver for your clients? This is a question that I get every single time I talk about reputation management. Number one, we have this guy in our office. He's called the Mad Reputation Scientist. I'm just kidding. Um, we have our own little formula, and we like to call it the Mad Scientist formula. But we have software. We have our own in-house reputation system where we actually basically have a tablet that's sitting at the place of business. And once they go ahead and they check out uh, the secretary, the business owner, whoever's at the front desk. They just say, "Would you mind leaving a quick 2 minute review? Would really appreciate it, and it would help us a lot because we're just trying to get more customers in the door." Usually, about 40% of people will actually fill it out. What the rate is, or rather, what they go ahead and leave as a score, is a completely different story. But with all of that in mind, we have our own in-house system. We have our own software. The software, it just filters through. So basically, they leave that review, and then they go ahead and they that review goes through our software. Once it goes through the software, it then heads over to Yelp and Google. And we also have our own phone system where we'll follow up with previous customers and whatnot, and we'll basically do a sales process of, hey, you know what, so and so, we really appreciate it if you would leave a review. If you don't mind, we're going to go ahead and we'll add you to our coupon list or something like that. We've had to stop doing that over the past little bit due to all the regulations that Google's come out with, especially with incentivized reviews. But we still do our phone calls, except we just simply don't offer an incentive. And I really wanted to stress that. Make sure you're not ever offering incentives for your for your customers, because if you do, right now I can tell you the FTC probably will go after you if you do it long enough and if you do it big enough. It's been happening to businesses, and it's just because it's technically unethical. You don't want to ever incentivize someone to go and have to give a 5-star review when they only want to give a 1-star, but instead they'd like to get that $50 coupon the next time they're in the store. So with all that in mind, let me go ahead and go to the next slide. Actually, I'm going to stop really quick just to make sure. Does anyone have any questions about what they've seen so far? I just want to get a couple questions answered. I'll take one or two right now about the last 3 slides, the contact, convert, deliver process. Anyone have any questions? Let's see. Okay. Do you have a swipe for the letter? I do. We actually do have a swipe for the letter. I pretty much I completely copy and paste the entire thing, and what I do, I write it out once, and then I just put it into my printer. And once I put it into the printer, I just go ahead and I scan it, and I leave. As you can see here, I have blank fields, and I just fill in the blank. And I just want to make sure everyone's good. Will you have a link to the letter you send them? No, that's actually, I won't be putting out a link. Oh, lots of questions. Okay. I'll catch up to these towards the end as well. On the last slide, you have software, phone. What's the third? House. This is like an in-house method. So in other words, a point of sale method. What we do is we work with a business in-house to have them put up a little tablet or something along those lines, so that way they can start generating reviews for their business straight from their actual store. Works really, really well. Now, with that, I just wanted to go ahead and make sure everyone was kind of on the same page and we're all still awake and whatnot. Once we've gone ahead and we've gone through this 3-step process, really just contact, convert, deliver, repair, upsell. Now, repair and upsell, all repair means is you're repairing their reputation. Once you've gone ahead and started that process, you can upsell them. And then it's a rinse and repeat system. You can go ahead and just move through the entire process again and again and again, and go from being not only their reputation management expert, but also being their social media expert, their web design expert, their email marketing expert, etc. So with all of that in mind, there really has never been an opportunity with reputation like this before. Hands down, it's just it's taking off. I mean, that's really the best way of putting it. And I mean, I like to say, imagine, like I said earlier, imagine being the first guy to sell websites in 2001, to offer fan pages from day one, or to sell SMS marketing to corporations when the iPhone launched. I've got a buddy of mine who went ahead and he, instead of targeting business owners, he just went straight to companies like Express that you see in a lot of malls, a clothing store and whatnot. And he went after them and said, "Look, let's start a coupon list for you." And he got these $100,000 to $500,000 a month contracts, and it was just, it took off. I mean, he's got a multi million dollar business. But anyways, the opportunity with reputation has never been out there before, and this is why I love it. And this is why I really want to go ahead and stress to you guys that you need to get on this chain, this trend. And this is why with Seth and Reputation Prestige, it's so important that you actually take action with your course and you start using it, because that's the number one thing that most people struggle with. They don't go ahead and they don't take action. They don't, and I hate that word. Seth, I know you probably hate it as well, the whole take action concept. But at the end of the day, isn't that really what it comes down to? I mean, the people that succeed, the people that are trying and failing constantly.
Yeah, I mean, take action is basically, you could break it down into two categories. One, people that don't do anything ever, and then one, people that do things. And people that do things are the movers and shakers of the world. And if you want to be part of that, you got to do it. People have this weird mythology about life, about how it's easy and push button and how you can just sit on your butt all day. But you got to get up and call people, and you got to get up and mail people, and you got to do things. But once you do things, you'll have the reward at the end.
Absolutely. No, that's pretty much spot on. um, so on that note, when it comes to reputation, the sky is the limit with new reputation clients. We're finding we're working with tons and tons and tons of businesses right now, and we're not always turning them into a client. But what we are doing is going out and we're talking to a lot of people, and we're just trying to generate a lot of results for businesses, because as soon as we've done that, referrals start flying in, people start, and that's another awesome thing, by the way. There's no such thing as a saturated market with reputation management. Whereas SEO, you might only be able to work with a dentist in that particular area, only one. You can't have five dentists in Tampa, Florida, and try to rank them all for Tampa dentists. It's a conflict of interest. Whereas with reputation, you can definitely try to hook them all up with a 5-star reputation, and you can still do a very nice chunk of change in terms of how much you can actually bring in. And so that's one a really awesome thing. So one of the things that I've always find when it comes to pretty much any type of local marketing is, why be a pioneer? This is a statement that I actually heard from another internet marketing expert, so to speak. And when he was explaining it, he said, "Why would you ever want to be a pioneer? Why would you ever want to go first, be the absolute very first one into any niche? Because number one, you're going to do everything wrong. You're going to be the one that literally is the guy that they talk about and they say, oh, yeah, you remember when so and so screwed up and taught everyone how to do it right. You're going to be the guy that they all talk about as you helped everyone, but at the same time, you didn't actually get anything for it. So why would you ever want to be a pioneer? Because I've already done everything for you. Now, what I want to go ahead and show you guys is something that's really cool, and then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys a couple of other things with reputation management. And I want to give you guys a quick little inside look to something that Seth and I wanted to share with you. And this is a cool system that he saw a while back, and I've been working on for, I don't know, Seth. When's the first time you heard about this? Back in June? Back in July?
Yeah, July is when you first started
Yeah,
talking about it,
it's
getting excited.
it's I mean it's been a long time, and it's been a very very interesting system, and it's something that I really wanted to go ahead and show people, especially when we got around to um, the actual launch that you just recently had with Reputation Prestige. And so a little quick inside look at what we've been doing with reputation management with our simple contact, convert, deliver system. Plain and simple, very, very easy. As we broke it down and we modularized it into 6 simple modules. So we have 3 steps in 6 modules. We really got thorough on this. Otherwise, we only summed it down to 3. But anyways, module 1 would have been is our complete overview. It's understanding the simple process of contact, convert, deliver. Simple as it gets. It's understanding the entire system, knowing your target market, and learning how to actually pull in $1,000 plus a month per client deals. Taking that a step further, module two is lead robbery. This is something that really helped me grow my business and understand how to actually take things to that next level. And that is know exactly what to say and who to say it to, avoiding that runaround that you usually get from the gatekeepers, and how to actually go and claim the instant authority with small businesses in the entire area that you're trying to go after. Module three is hosting and presenting. This is having a webinar that play and works. And one of the cool things that we talk about with our system and how we actually are able to close so many businesses is when we get on the phone, we send them to a webinar, or we go ahead and we send them to an actual live presentation. And we go and we close without ever actually having to close a single business. It's a cool little trick on how we do this. Knowing how to draw in for the kill, so to speak, where we actually get them to sit there and they, instead of just wanting to go ahead and purchase, or I'm sorry, instead of being convinced to purchase, they want to purchase. They're asking us how can they get on board and how can they turn into one of our clients. Module four is the expert status. What actually works in reputation, how to scale it for killer results, and knowing what not to do. Module five is the tools and appearance, what you'll actually need, understanding the techie speak, and knowing how to quote unquote look sexy for clients. And then finally, module six is the rinse and repeat, how to double, even triple results, how to get paid without lifting a single finger. And this is the awesome part of how to actually run a reputation management business. And this is how we've been able to go ahead and turn our own local marketing businesses into the six-figure companies that they are now, hoping to take them obviously to seven figures this year. But more importantly, what's awesome about all of this is that Seth wanted to go ahead and he wanted me to share this system with you today. My simple three-step process. It's so basic: contact, convert, deliver. And what we cover is this entire system in these six modules. Taking that a step further, the step by step process of what we actually do is we just pick a local niche. One of my favorite local niches, especially with reputation, is doctors. Doctors always have money. And when you're working with an actual business owner, it really helps to go ahead and to have one particular niche that you go after, because then you get the language down. You understand the terminology. So in other words, when you're working with a doctor, instead of just going in and saying, "Oh yeah, your customers are going to love this." No, it's not customers, it's clients. And you find that if you try to jump between a plumber, a doctor, a car repairman, etc., you're going to get all of the terminology very, very wrong. And that is a huge indicator that you are not the person to do the job that they were looking for with their small business marketing. Step two, what we do is we use the closing formula. This is the process of going and providing that reputation PI report. It's how we go ahead and we literally just copy and paste this report right into our own emails, or we go ahead and we put it into a physical letter and we blast it out. Either way, however you want to do it, it's completely up to you. I like to sit behind my office chair, fill out a quick little piece of paper, and then just literally walk over to my mailbox and blast it out without ever having to meet a business. But if you want to send it via email, you can do that as well. It takes even less steps to go ahead and do that process. But once we do that, we show them a side by side report comparison of what they're doing compared to what a competitor is doing. And it basically sets a fire under their seat. And they are ready to go ahead and they are ready to hand you money to start running their reputation management marketing. Step three is deliver reputation services. This is probably the easiest part of the entire system, because all you do is you set up the software that we recommend. You go ahead and you can do our phone system where we start delivering results to actual business owners by phone, where we actually we'll hop on the phone and we'll actually call customers that they have. You can do that. We always recommend that you wait though until you have a good number of clients before you go ahead and invest in call center time. But you go ahead and start implementing the software, and you can go ahead and do the in-house solution, which is dirt cheap. I mean, you're only having to go ahead and set up a simple little tablet that they pay for, and then more importantly, you only have to even go and put that tablet on a particular website, and the business owner does the rest of the work. It's awesome. Anyways, though, you deliver those, and then once you've gone ahead and you've picked your niche, you close them, and you deliver these services, you get to sit back and enjoy that $1,000 to $1,500 a month contract that you just got. And typically, those contracts last for anywhere between 12 months to 3 years. So a year to 3 years. It's some of the easiest money you'll ever find, because what you're doing is you're growing the reputation while at the same time you are making money for yourself, and you're getting referrals for your business because the business owner that you're working with absolutely loves it. So my question for you guys is, can I do this? Ask yourself that. Can you do this? Yes, absolutely. What's amazing about this system is that I've already had 100 plus people that have used it, and that have all gone, and we've probably had around 20 25 success stories, people that actually have started their own reputation businesses, gone and made $1,200 a month consistently on autopilot selling reputation management services. So can I do this? Absolutely, because there's no technical experience. We eliminate that by showing you step by step in person videos. So actually are videos of me on camera standing there saying, this is how you put the letter into the envelope. I get that down, that dumbs down, so to speak. It's stupidly simple at that point, where I literally just show you how to go ahead and put everything together, from packaging the report to going ahead and delivering the actual service. There's no local experience needed either. This is another awesome part, because when it comes to local experience, so many people think, oh, I need past clients. Oh, I need to know how to sell really, really well. Or I need to go ahead and I need to have 10 years of training to do this. No, there's no experience needed. And best off, it's for newbies and advanced people either way. We made it as friendly as humanly possible, because the way that we set up our system is that there is no experience needed. The most basic thing on earth. We dumbed it down as simple as possible. So my question is, can you guys do this? Yes. So what are you guys waiting for? I want to go ahead and I want to introduce you guys to the reputation overhaul system. But before I do that, I want to ask you a couple more questions. In the past, have you ever found something that was really going to help your local business take off? Maybe the price just wasn't right. When I went ahead and I presented this in the past, and I've shown this to some other people, Seth came to me and he's like, you know what? We have to make sure that people can get this, because I want to make sure that I can have some success stories, and that I can have people going and saying, you know what, so and so is responsible for my success. Those are one of the main reasons we even do anything in the internet world. Otherwise, we just stick to our local marketing businesses and keep going ahead and having great results there, instead of sharing it with the rest of the world and honestly cutting down on a lot of our profits. So we've priced this for everyone. Does the software actually work? I saw a bunch of questions, and so what I'm going to do really quick is actually jump back over and show you guys the software really quick on how simple we built Reputation PI. All we do is we click on Investigate, we go to Single, and then you can choose your review count, 5, 10, or 15. I could type in the company details, so if I typed in Mooseweb Inc., and then if I went ahead and I typed in, as our example here, my business's address, and then I go ahead, I enter all this information. I enter our Google Plus profile, our Yelp profile, our kudzu. I then can come down here and click search. I'll just do an example for you guys. Obviously, none of these are going to be found. But once I've gone ahead and I've done that, it's going to generate the entire report branded to my name. So yeah, the question is, does the software actually work? Well, yeah. The proof is in the pudding, and we've shown you plenty of pudding. It works, it gets results, it gets businesses to have a 30% response rate when they go ahead and they open up those letters and their jaw hits the floor, because they see their competitor is blowing them out of the water. So, with that in mind, you guys are sick of failing. I understand this more than anybody, because it took me a year and a half to get any money in the internet marketing world whatsoever. It took me 2 years to get any money inside the local marketing world. I was able to get one or two clients, but I never actually broke even. So I made money, but at the same time, I wasn't actually profiting. So maybe you're not necessarily failing, but at the same time, are you really having the success, the skyrocketing success that you want to go ahead and go after? And so on that note, let us help you and get you on the path you need to follow. And that's why Seth brought me on here today, because he wanted me to show you guys the reputation system that our business uses, that has provided us to get to a six-figure income for myself and for my business partner, as well as Seth, of course. And so what we're doing is we're going ahead and we're giving you guys free access to Reputation PI, which is normally $297. You can generate your own reputation reports with the push of a button. You get our unlimited license free so that you can start servicing all of your clients forever. You're also getting Seth's private bonus called Reputation Rex. This is a course I launched back in June. We're actually doing version 2.0 here that you're going to get access to in about a month or so. And that's normally $77. You guys are getting access to how I get in with local businesses for literally a penny, couple of pennies, and then I go ahead and I can turn them into a 5-figure client within 4 weeks. On top of that, full access to not just the front end course where then I try to go and upsell you on a bunch of stuff, the full front end, back end, bonuses, you name it. It's not one of those scammy little offers where I just keep trying to make money off you or anything like that. Normally that's $77, and that's actually still for sale today. You can even go to the website and check it out, reputationrex.com, and see what I'm talking about. And then, of course, what I'm also going to go ahead and do is give you guys access to my new private university Facebook group where I get access to all of you. Literally get one-on-one access with me, and you can go ahead, communicate, and basically brainstorm, I guess is the best word that I'm trying to think of, with other local marketers and other industries all around the entire world, because we're growing by the day. I think we just added 40 plus people today, just people that are wanting to go ahead and get in and learn. As I like to say, learn, grow, mingle. And so you guys get access to all three of those, plus access to the Reputation Overhaul course, where you learn the exact process, the exact formula, everything down to a dotting your I's, crossing your T's system, top to bottom. And you guys go ahead and you can get access to everything, all of Reputation Overhaul today for just one-time payments of $297. And you guys, that's the software, that's the bonus courses, that's the actual 6-course module, which is 2.5+ hours of content. That's the webinar templates. That's everything you could need to go ahead and start crushing your own reputation management marketing company starting today. On that note, I know Seth wanted to go ahead and we're going to do a Q&A for a little while. Let me see. I'm just going to go. Oh, I also forgot one other thing. This is kind of an icing on the cake that Seth wanted me to kind of throw in just for his people, I guess you could say. So what we're doing is for the first 25 action takers, I'm doing a private one-on-one training session with you, which normally costs $497. And that's going to be me going over your entire current business, giving you walk-away action steps, and handing you a blueprint to go ahead and move forward. On that note, though, Seth, you want to go ahead and start doing some a little bit of a Q&A?
Yeah, it's no problem here.
You
Let's
scroll
begin.
down. Um,
Anyone have any more questions for me or Will?
let me see. Let me see. There will be a replay. A couple people
Yes,
asked
replay
if
will happen.
there will be a replay. Um, do you give us? Here's a great question. Do you give us this webinar pre-recorded or do we do it live? I give you a pre-recorded version of it, David. I don't actually, you can't use my version just because it's my voice and it has my company branding and whatnot inside of it. But I give you all the slides. I give you basically how to actually present it, and then I just, you would present it yourself. Um, Let me see. I need a personal website to sell reputation and other local marketing services. Do you know of a template for that? Yeah, we actually cover that inside of Reputation Overhaul. I could give you guys the exact template I used to get started with my reputation business and how we do that. Um, what is the price point? Just $297, Thomas. It's a one-time payment. There's no recurring fees or anything like that. Um,
We got a
David asks, is there
question
a
about the link.
problem? Go ahead.
Question about the link being correct.
Oh, let me double check. Hi, can you confirm the link is correct? It should be correct. Let me. I checked it right before I hopped on. willp.co/Seth. Um, Hold on. Let me double check that. Oh, I see what the issue is. Hold on. 1 second, everybody. For some reason, it's still it redirected to your old link.
Oh, yeah. It happens. Mistakes happen.
This is how you know it's live.
Yeah, right.
So,
little malfunction. Super Bowl malfunction here.
at least the lights didn't turn off. All right. So, anyways, the link that you guys are actually looking for is this one right here. Let me just paste it in there. 1 second. And where's PowerPoint? Okay. All right. Can everyone see this now? Let me just make sure I've made it the right size. Can everyone... Oops, I went to the wrong slide. Sorry, guys. That's what the issue was. And there we go. I just changed it to willp.co/overhaul. Can everyone still see that? And that should definitely, that'll work for everybody. Let me put that link in the chat as well. And yeah, that just to double check. Loading, loading, loading. Is that working for everybody? We got 2 yeses and 2 nos. That's confusing.
Let me try it and see.
You try it. Yeah, let's see if we can't get you to try it.
Let me see if I can get in here and figure it out. Will p.co overhaul takes me to an index page.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because it seems like it's Nanicast.
Right.
Nanicast is timing out on us. Nanicast is the payment processor we use, everybody, just so you guys are aware.
It seems to be timing out.
Hold on. I'll get it fixed here. Just 1 second.
Not on my tablet.
Give me 1 moment, everybody. This is what happens when something works before a webinar starts, and then after it's already live, breaks. Oh man.
This is on the money call preparations here.
All right, everyone, do me a favor and try it now. It should definitely work now. Yep, it works now. Perfect.
Still redirecting for me to the index page.
Everyone do a hard refresh, and then we'll...
There you go.
Okay.
That's good now.
And let me just make sure I put the screen back up. Show screen. Okay, we're good.
Jamil, refresh and do it again.
GoToWebinar would be a great client. GoToWebinar would be a great client, except they're a $3 billion company. I'm pretty sure we're a little too small to take them on. Regarding the software in the doc's office on their tablet, how do you overcome all the reviews coming from the CMIP? David, the actual way that we do this is if the issue does come up and Google basically tries to penalize you for it, they always give you the opportunity to actually, well, at least this is what happened in our case. They give us the opportunity to go ahead and ask why are all these reviews coming from there, and then we can explain what we actually do. And we basically just set up a small little screen and offer them the opportunity to go and leave a review. If that becomes an issue, then we've actually had to do this in one business before. And what we'll do is we'll just say, go ahead and enter your email address here, and it sends them instructions on how to go ahead and leave a review when they get home. So that's definitely one option. If you want to play it on the safe side, I would take that route. And all you have to do is set up a simple little web page. You can even use like Contact Form 7 and a WordPress blank page and just go ahead and put it right there. Um, could you explain Reputation Rex? I had to slip out for a second. Sure. Let me just. Oops. Sorry, guys. Open. Go back. What Reputation Rex is a course I released back in June that we still actively use. What this course actually allows us to do is plain and simple, we go in and we are able to go ahead and offer a citation service to these businesses for anywhere between $100 to $300 or $400. And what we do is when we offer this service, it allows us to kind of just get our foot right in the door and start closing businesses on upsells of other reputation services, all from going in and just offering a simple citation service that Reputation PI takes all of maybe 2 minutes to do, start to finish. Really 30 seconds once you get good at it. Let me see. Sure would like to get the handwritten letter. Unfortunately, is only for people who go ahead and join Overhaul. I try to keep that kind of private. Um, and if you ever get access to the university, because I do give access to that every now and then to my list. Um, we have a handwritten letter example in there, but the actual handwritten letter that we go ahead and offer up that gets us a 30% response rate, that's only available to our customers, unfortunately. I noticed a couple of people that asked earlier, they went ahead and they got in. If you guys, just so you're aware, you're not going to receive a link to anything just yet. As soon as I hop off, I actually send access to the accounts manually. We're switching over from Optimize Press 1 to Optimize Press 2, and Seth knows how much of pain that can be. So what I'm doing is I'm manually doing everything. Um, so just try to bear with me there. It goes to a PayPal order page. Yeah, that should be where it heads to, and that's just gives you the opportunity to go ahead and purchase. And then as soon as it takes you from there, you'll go to most likely a blank page or just a PayPal page, and then from there you can go ahead and get access. You'll get access. Um, how can we find out if you're one of the first 25? I'll let you guys know as soon as you go ahead and cross 25 people. I am driving. Post link should be in the chat. Oops. Do me a favor. Can you paste that in the chat, to the all chat for me, Seth?
Yep, no problem.
Um, let's see. Can you show us the website you use to sell reputation services to local customers? It's jumproo.com. If you go there now, though, I believe my partner is updating a bunch of stuff on it, and he's on well, he's not on vacation, but he's on a business trip. So when he reopens that, it should be later this week. But you'll actually be able to see a real. That's our actual local business website where we show our portfolio and all of that. No, this is not the same software that David does, Kim. Let me see. Will there be a replay? Yes, there will. There will be a replay. No worries, Mark. Little League's fun. You got to go start coaching soccer, though. Or hockey. Hockey is a lot of fun. Does Reputation PI work for Canada review sites that are in Canada? Heidi, I think I've actually answered that for you before. The main issues that we had with Canada right now is that, number one, the programmer that we were working with kind of just went, he ended up having to step away for some family reasons. But on top of that, Canada and the UK, the main issues with those two countries is that they require their review sites require a API access code, and typically what we found is that you have to be in the country, or at least you have to get an authorization from them, and we were struggling to get that. So what we're doing is we're trying to build a workaround right now. The ETA is going to be a little ways off, but what we are doing is we're still working on it, and we're actually have a programmer now working around that. So we're expecting something hopefully in the near future. Can't put any exact dates on it just yet, but it will be soon enough. Is there any other questions? Let me see. Any other reputation questions at all? You guys can ask those as well. And then I know Seth and I also have our bonus session that we're going to be doing. Um, or I'm sorry, yeah, the bonus session that I'm going to be doing later. I believe that's later this week. I don't remember the exact date.
PI will work in Australia, Mark says.
No, I think he's asking if it will. Australia is not on our list yet, but see, the thing about Australia is that all of the review sites that are usually from Australia also have a cross-reference site for the UK, and since the language gap is pretty much the exact same there, and it would just be a matter of switching over to the API, we are probably going to be adding that to our list, but that's going to be the last one on the list, just so you're aware. First, it's going to be Canada, then the UK, then we're going to probably move over to Australia to be a good place. If you're in the UK, would I advise you to wait? No, you can definitely go ahead and do this now. I mean, if you go ahead and you sign up for this now, the difference is that this is a full course that teaches you how to go straight for the $1,500 a month contracts that you've been wanting to go ahead and land with Reputation Services. The difference is that with these reputations, with the overhaul system, uh, what we actually do in this system is we provide. I'm trying to think of the best way of describing this. We provide all of the information you could ever need. Everything from knowing how to contact the business to knowing how to convert that business to actually closing that business and to delivering those services. So everything from start to finish. PI is an awesome piece of software, but there's no training that's associated with it. And Reputation Rex is our intro it's our in the door type service. So that's mainly the two differences there. But whether you're in the UK, whether you're in Canada, whether you're in Australia or the United States, I would still recommend going ahead, and you can always get access and then sign up. And the course itself, start to finish, you're going to be covered on, and that will help you more than software will entirely. Let me see. So, will you provide the software plugin for WordPress? The software plugin that I had for WordPress. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Charles. Maybe you're talking to Seth on that one.
Maybe they're talking about my plugin for the reputation.
Will you? I don't know. That would be something that Seth would have to answer. I don't think that he will be able to.
I guess we could throw it in there.
Well, no, I mean because all the people that have already gone ahead and got it, so I don't think we'll be able to go ahead and do that if that's what you're talking about, Charles. But if you're talking about something else that I've ever done, then just let me know and I'll let you know. Rather than dollar bills, can you suggest attention getters to attach to letters? Tape a what's it called? What is your version of $1? It's a coin. I never remember what it's called.
A silver dollar.
Is it a what?
A silver dollar?
No, not us. Canada. A loonie. You guys have the funniest names for money. Tape a loonie to the letter and tape it like 6 times. Make it a pain to get off. Yeah, no, the reputation. The biggest issue, like I said, is that we're trying to integrate multiple APIs onto one platform. And if you've ever done anything in programming, you should know that that's a rather difficult process, especially when we're all trying to make it a seamless integration where that nobody's actually able to detect. There's 3 different countries that are all associated with it. So I mean, to be completely honest with you, I expect it to be done within the next 4 weeks. We actually had access to the UK and to Canada working about 3 months ago, and then it stopped working because we weren't doing it correctly, and their APIs blocked us. So it's really just a matter of fixing the problems that we had and making sure all of our legal side of things are worked out. And it's a completely software as a service. There's no plugin or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that side of it. You just literally go ahead and turn it on and it works. Rather, log in and it works. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions at all? Let me see. Will, let me see. Robert, if you're having any problems with FB Coop, you can go ahead and hit up my help desk. I can actually forward you on to the person who actually owns that now. We actually sold that software almost a year ago. Um, so we haven't been in charge of that for quite a while. But I still get access to all the source code and everything, so I'd be more than happy to help you if I can. That's probably honestly why that was an issue, because we've had a couple of people that have talked to us about that, and unfortunately, yeah, that's probably the issue. Then we got rid of it on our end. Um, I don't want to say we got rid of it. We offered it to a company that was looking to purchase some software. As a just so everybody knows, we're not offering Reputation PI to be sold anytime soon. That's not something that's even a consideration on our agenda right now. Um, sort of like one of our flagship softwares. Is there any other questions though? If not, we're gonna go ahead and call it off for the night. I'll get the replay going. I'll send it over to Seth, and he'll get it out to everybody. But yeah, you guys tell me. Is there anybody else that anybody has any questions? Any last questions? Go ahead and ask them on
Any
up.
last words?
Ask him now or forever hold your peace. I'm just kidding. No, he'll say if you have any questions, you can always hit up my help desk or Seth, and he can just forward them over to me, and we'll get you completely squared away. But go ahead and ask him now if you'd like. Rob, do me a favor and just open a ticket at help.mooseweb.net. It's going to be the best way, because if I jot down your email address, I guarantee you I'll probably forget to send you an email. Just starting in rep marketing, will RepRex help me? RepRex is a really cool tool to go ahead and to get yourself started, to get your foot in the door. Reputation Overhaul will help you more than anything else, though, because that's going to give you 10 times as much as Reputation Rex could ever give you. Reputation Rex is sort of like it's getting your feet wet, versus Overhaul is diving headfirst into the pool. Is there any other questions though? Last question. I'll take one more, and then we'll go ahead and call it off for the night. Any other questions? Let's see. Other good niches? Great question, Ivan. My top niches for reputation marketing are going to be service-based niches. So we're going to talk about doctors, car mechanics or car repair shops, auto dealerships as well. So there's three: auto, doctors, and car repair shops. And then other ones are things like plumbers or electricians, as well as lawn care companies, nail salons, hair salons, beauty salons, in general, people that rely on their reputation to get new business. Can you put on your own website in this chat box, please? I didn't get it. Jump, JUMPROO, Jump-roo, like a kangaroo. I'll just type it in as well, though. And then in case anyone does want to, just in case anybody missed the link, it's willp.co/overhaul. It's not .com, .co. But on that note, I think that's pretty much going to be it for tonight. We'll go ahead and get this replay out to you guys, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Can Seth answer? Oh, yeah. I'll pass on the word and make sure Seth gets to your support ticket, Heidi. But all right, thanks guys. I appreciate you all letting me be on here with you. Seth, it's been fun. I do appreciate you letting me be on here.
Yeah, I'm just thankful for you coming out here and giving us an awesome showing. Good actionable content here.
A simple system that you can actually use. It's so hard to find nowadays. Yeah. But all right, I think that's pretty much it for tonight, guys. I will talk to you guys later. And if you have any questions, go ahead and forward them on, and we'll get those answers back over to you as soon as possible. See you guys. Bye-bye.